I'm Chip from the Digital Grandstand and welcome to a different kind of review. That's right, in the coming days we'll go through each and every team on the 2017 F1 grid and assess their performances on this first half of the season. So, without any further ado, let's kick things off with the Sauber F1 team. First things first, it should be pointed out that ever since the new hybrid formula was introduced in 2014, Sauber were pretty much relegated to the back of the grid, fighting more often than not with the likes of Caterham and Marussia Manor and, yes, now McLaren, rather than Toro Rosso or Renault. All of which is a bit sad, but I guess in F1 there always has to be a team like this. Now, for this 2017 season, mainly because of financial struggles, the team is running year-old spec Ferrari power units, by which I mean these engines weren't and will not be developed in any way, shape or form throughout the season. And it shows. The general consent is that Sauber should battle with McLaren, but as bad as the Honda power unit is, it has development on its side. The only way is up for McLaren. As for Sauber, they are stagnant and will remain so this season. Obviously, this doesn't mean there are different ways to move up a bit, specifically with new aero innovations introduced here and there, but also by playing around with strategy. The best example has to be the Spanish Grand Prix, where Wehrlein was put on a one-stop race with a massive 33 laps opening stint on softs, then switching to mediums for another 32 laps. A net 8th place at the flag was a brilliant result for this struggling team. The only other race where Sauber managed to score another point was the crazy Azerbaijan Grand Prix, where again Wehrlein delivered a brilliant 10th place. Not that Marcus Ericsson couldn't deliver, but he had rather bad luck at some races like Bahrain and Monaco. In fact, if we look at the races where both drivers finished, the head-to-head battle is 4-3 for Wehrlein. One area where Ericsson is well and truly squashed though is qualifying. 7-2 is the score between the teammates, which is quite a massive difference. Here's hoping Marcus can turn the balance around in the second part of the season, as he had done in both 2015 and last year. My rating for the team at this point of the season, taking every aspect into account, drivers, personnel, facilities, resources, etc., is 6 out of 10. With stability and the new direction laid out, they should move up a notch, if not this year then in 2018. As for the future of the team, well, after a deal with Honda was scrapped by the newly appointed team principal Frederic Vasseur, Sauber will sign a new deal with Ferrari and get their latest power units, which is good. At least they will not be hampered by year-old engine. However, the deal implies more than that. Ferrari claimed that Sauber will be a Ferrari B team, by which they mean the Swiss outfit will act as a development team for the Ferrari Academy drivers, in sort of the same way Toro Rosso is a proving ground for the Red Bull Junior program. So one can assume Wehrlein and possibly Ericsson too might get the boot next year. The German is part of the Mercedes program, so he will continue his racing career in a different category, and all signs point to Formula E. As for the Swede, he is linked to the new shy and shady owners of Sauber, so he might just stay put next year. Ferrari will almost certainly try and get both their promising young guns at Sauber next year, Antonio Giovinazzi and Charles Leclerc. The Italian already has 2 Grand Prix under his belt when he stood in for an injured Wehrlein at the start of the season. Leclerc, meanwhile, is dominating the Formula 2 championship, and should he win the title, he won't be allowed to stay in that category next year, so Ferrari need to find room for both these promising racers soon. And that was a short report on the Sauber F1 team. Do you disagree with this view? How do you rate the team's performances so far? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more F1 related content, and come chat to me on Twitter at chip_DGS. I've been Chip from the Digital Grandstand, and I'll talk to you again soon.